Scow.
Greetings, everyone. My name is Kevin Scow. Thank you. We're off to a great start. I actually got my name right. So I decided to try stand-up comedy. I'm used to people laughing at me, so I thought maybe I can make some money from this. And yeah, I was so right. Now I have thousands of dollars, all in Canadian Tire money. I've been told I have a great voice, very soothing and therapeutic, but that it doesn't work for stand-up comedy. But I'm not convinced. As an example, everyone relax. Make yourselves comfortable. Whenever you see and hear Kevin Scow on stage, you will be overcome with uncontrollable gales of laughter. Welcome back, everyone. When I was young, my father used to yell at the TV set when he was watching sports, and still the team wouldn't improve. I believe my dad thought he could influence the score, until one day I realized he just likes to yell. So here's one definition of mental illness. When you rewatch a recording of a game and you still think you can change the final score. Half of me is Quack 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 First Nations. That's quack, walk, a walk. Not quack, quack, quack. We're not quacks. We actually go to school for our degrees. The other half of me is around fourth generation from England. Unfortunately, this half keeps trying to colonize my native half. As First Nations, we have prophecies about visitors from the East. We wanted to be good hosts, so we kept the place immaculate. Too bad there were such terrible guests, but they did bring their own, I'm going too fast here. They did bring their own sacred sites as well. They like to call them Best Buy, Starbucks, and of course the Holy of Holies, the Golden Arches. A friend of mine told me about a really horrific event that he experienced. And afterward, he said that he felt better, but I was traumatized. He said my superpower was compassion, but I wished I used a different superhero gadget. It's called noise-canceling headphones. Another friend commented that 1 out of every 2 marriages end in divorce. I thought, great. If I understand my odds correctly, now that I've been divorced twice, I'm now guaranteed to be successful in at least the next 2 marriages. And another friend suggested that the odds of success are increasingly worse after successive divorces. So I decided I really need to end that friendship. I just can't deal with that kind of negativity. A different friend, and yes, I have way too many friends, suggested I get a dog as a companion. I thought, well, why not? Unfortunately, this companion turned out to be such a freaky roommate. For one thing, he kept stealing my balls. Eventually, I had to give up tennis altogether. He also growled at me whenever I got close to his stuff. And I swear, most of his stuff used to be my stuff. I'm sure of it. Worst of all, he always demanding to be fed. I mean, geez, how hard is it to use a freaking can opener? I tried yoga recently. It was a bit of a stretch. But it taught me important life lessons, like how I really ought to be more flexible. You laugh at that one. Yoga is also good for aspiring actors because it's grounding and you get to play pretend with each pose. Poses like downward dog, cat and cow, happy baby, etc. But I always get scared when I'm asked to do dead bug. I begin scanning the room for that giant fly swatter. It turns out people with schizophrenia have next level intelligence. Have you ever heard of Einstein, Shakespeare, Stephen Hawking? A bunch of imbeciles. When I was in psychosis, I believed I could speak to people with only my mind. But now that I use spoken words, I can no longer blame misunderstandings on other people's poor mind-reading abilities. At one point in my illness, I tried being God, but I realized I wasn't cut out for it when I couldn't even keep my shoelaces tied. Perhaps this is why God wears sandals. So I was in the psych ward, and I decided to try comedy. It turned out to be a really great gig. I can honestly say that I had a truly committed audience. When I was first diagnosed, I went to UBC Hospital, where I had access to a woodworking shop, a community kitchen, a meditation room, morning exercises, and interesting people to hang with. It felt more like a Club Med, but with blue pajamas and an endless supply of some really choice drugs. I've taken up running recently. The endorphins trick me into thinking that I am doing really great. In other words, they make me delusional. So now I'm prescribed more antipsychotics. I can no longer run, but on a positive note, I can proudly say that I am finally all caught up on my favorite shows on Netflix and on Crave TV. My dad recently informed me that all my successes in life were because of his influence. And I agreed, and I told him, "You're so right, Dad. Sometimes I think that I wouldn't even exist without you." Thank you. You've been a great audience.